On August 5, 2010, a normal workday began at the San Jose mine, located in the Atacama Desert of northern Chile. That morning, 33 miners descended into the earth, some as deep as 700 meters, the equivalent of 2 Eiffel Towers stacked on top of each other. These men ranged in age from their early 20s to their 60s. Some were experienced miners, others were new. Among them was a Bolivian, Carlos Mamani, the only non-Chilean in the group. Just after lunch, at around 2 p.m., the nightmare began. A huge block of rock fell into the central tunnel system.
33 miners trapped underground in Chile.
We begin this Tuesday morning with those miners trapped in Chile.
The miners, working in various sections of the mine, were instantly cut off from the exit. They ran toward the emergency shelter. As they gathered, they took stock of their situation. The air was thick with heat and tension. Every escape route was blocked by tons of rock. Above ground, families began to worry when their loved ones didn't return home. The mining company at first tried to manage the situation quietly, unsure of the extent of the damage. But by the next day, the Chilean government was involved. President Sebastián Pinera ordered immediate action, and a team of engineers began drilling exploratory boreholes into the mine, hoping to reach the area near the shelter. Days passed, no sound, no response. Then, on the 17th day, an extraordinary moment changed everything. One of the drill bits was pulled back to the surface, and attached to it was a piece of paper. Handwritten in red ink, "Estamos bien en el refugio los 33, we are well in the shelter, the 33 of us." While the world celebrated the survival of the 33 miners, a new harsh reality set in. They were alive, yes, but they were still trapped deep underground. Meanwhile, on the surface, engineers, scientists, and even NASA experts arrived to help with psychological and logistical planning. To communicate with the miners, rescuers drilled narrow shafts, only 8 centimeters wide, into the refuge. Through these, they sent down supplies, food, water, medicine, clothes, and video cameras. The miners began recording video diaries. 3 drilling plans were attempted, codenamed Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. Still, it would take weeks to drill a full escape shaft. The plan was to build a rescue capsule, a custom metal pod, just wide enough for one man, which would be lowered 700 meters down and pulled back up through the borehole. The Phoenix capsule was ready. Painted white, blue, and red, the colors of the Chilean flag, it stood at just over 13 feet tall, barely enough room for one person to stand. A rescue tunnel, 622 meters deep, had been completed. As the capsule descended, hearts pounded. It took 16 minutes to reach the bottom. Then, after a brief wait, the capsule began to rise. As it emerged, Florencio appeared at the surface, alive, smiling, blinking in the lights. He hugged his wife and young son. Cheers erupted. Grown men cried. The impossible had happened. Over the next 22 hours, one by one, each of the 33 miners was rescued. Mario Sepulveda, the second man up, came out cheering, handing gifts to rescuers and shouting, "I was with God and I was with the devil, and I reached out to God." The oldest miner, Mario Gomez, 63, knelt and prayed when he reached the surface. The youngest, Jimmy Sanchez, 19, came out with a note for his girlfriend and newborn baby. The only foreign miner, Carlos Mamani, wrapped himself in the Bolivian flag and waved it proudly. Finally, the last man to leave was Luis Urzua, the leader who had kept them alive. He insisted on being the last to make sure all his men were safe. When he emerged, the crowd roared. In total, the rescue took almost 24 hours. Not one man was lost. The miners were taken to the hospital and treated for dehydration, infections, and psychological stress. Miraculously, most were in stable condition. Each had lost 8 to 20 kilograms, but their spirit was intact. The world celebrated. Leaders sent messages, movies, books, and documentaries followed. But for Chile and for the world, this story was more than survival.